Thanks very much, Vanishaa, for your time on this Sunday afternoon. So this program is tailored to offer support to NPO leaders, staff and volunteers. What are they currently experiencing that necessitated this specialized support system?
So this is a very, very important service that needs to be provided, because as we know, during these very difficult times, anxiety, mental health issues, depression, all of those issues become more prevalent because we have such a change in our society. And I think whereas when you have a corporate company who has an EAP and then the employees can go and get assistance from there, NPOs don't have that. So this is a service that we wanted to provide as an NPO ourselves, provide mental health support to all of those NPOs nationwide who might need the help or assistance just to manage on their day-to-day processes. Because as you know, through these difficult times, it's been even more difficult for the NPOs because they also have experienced many, many obstacles, which include financial issues, trauma, extra workload, having to having to manage extra need also from the communities.
So what are some of the extreme cases you've seen at NPOs? We know that some of them have shut their doors. How have you interacted with people working at NPOs to understand what they're going through?
So we as an NPO also, as I mentioned, also understood that, we had to increase the capacity. We had to, try and train up more volunteers, and we had to, manage finances in a whole different manner because we had to also go completely remote. And there's been lots of NPOs that have actually closed their doors or had to reduce spaces or move to different spaces just because they couldn't manage their upkeep, so they couldn't, get the funding that they were usually getting because obviously a lot of corporate companies were closing or were on COVID break or lockdown, and they also weren't able to donate as much to certain NPOs. So I think that's where the main problem has come in, is because they couldn't maintain based on obviously the donations that we're all needing as NPOs.
So what kind of support will you be offering?
So we will be offering the support of a 24-hour helpline where anybody, whether it be the staff, a leader or volunteer of an NPO nationwide, to call in, speak to a counselor, and they are able to get the mental health support that they need so desperately. And obviously referrals that we can then direct that where you can find these resources and help.
Vanishaa, what is that number so that we can put it on the screen?
That number is 0800 515 515.
So 0800 515 515. Will you also be assisting NPOs with additional resources, or is the helpline pretty much the total of what you are offering? And not to make light of that, that's already a huge step in the right direction, but we know that NPOs during this time need so much more resources than they have.
Definitely. So we are looking at an entire program. There's also a website where you can see a lot of information. We're going to be putting up, videos, information packs. This is a support program. So we would be providing workshops, psychological first aid, just so that the NPO leaders can even help their staff. So this needs to be a trickle-down effect so that everyone can get that assistance and everyone can better their mental health as well as their volunteers or staff.
Such an important initiative. Thanks very much for speaking to us. That was Sadag spokesperson Vanishaa Gordhan.